Welcome back. I'm David the Good, and I'm standing in the grocery row garden system that I designed. And we have to do something very important because we're right around the solstice, and if we don't get these trees under control, they will ruin our lives forever and ever. This apricot tree probably has the capability of reaching 15, 20 feet. The grocery row garden system has beds which are designed to grow a variety of different plants of different sizes. We do not want to have a tree canopy in here. It's a food forest system on a backyard scale. Fortunately, trees do not have to get that big. At this time of year, if we prune these, we can keep the growth small by reducing vigor. This is a trick I learned from the Dave Wilson nursery guys and from Ann Ralph, who wrote a little book called Grow a Little Fruit Tree, which is an excellent book if you don't have it. I highly recommend it. If you have a tree that has the capability of reaching 40 feet, it doesn't mean that it has to reach 40 feet because you are the gardener and you can keep it under control. But your timing is rather important. The grocery row garden system is designed to be pruned twice a year. We adjust for shape in the winter before they wake up. Right around the time they're getting ready, the sap is starting to rise. If you prune then, you get incredible vigor. But you can see all the branches, you can see the crossing branches, and you can see, okay, I need to take this part out and this part is crossing over and I don't like that. So that's cool to do, but that's not the time that you actually are controlling the tree's size. That's to shape it out, and it has this huge regrowth vigor that is awesome. The summer, when they're at their peak, when the rains are falling here and everything is really kind of rolling along and it's not quite hit the point where they're starting to lose vigor for the fall, that's the time for temperate trees. That's the time to actually take these guys down and take a lot of that energy out of the tree so the tree stays small. Because this is a system like a food forest under control, we don't want this to grow into a canopy system. If this grows into a canopy, we want to maintain an endless forest edge. If this grows into a canopy, this apple tree right here could get bigger and shade this entire area, and then this Mexican tree spinach wouldn't want to grow, and these tomatoes wouldn't want to grow, and it would just shade everything out. And there are other trees in here that would get even bigger, like pears that can get 30 or 40 feet in height. That's no good. We don't want that. So a big part of it is keeping things in a controllable state. You are the one that's in charge of your fruit trees. They're your fruit trees. Prune them down. Don't be afraid. This is crazy. Can you see what he's doing? He's such a butcher. I want basically apple bushes, not big apple trees. If I can get them bearing fruit right about here, I can pick them, I can keep an eye on pest and disease problems. I don't have a whole bunch of fruit falling from really high up down onto the ground. Plus, my productivity goes way up because, as most permaculture people will tell you, the edge of a system is super productive. The edge of the forest is where all of the annuals and the perennials and the vines are growing up into the edge of a forest system. So it's got the benefits of those big forest plants, trees, and then you've got all these small meadow plants growing alongside because the sunlight is not completely restricted by the canopy. You've got the benefits of both a woodland system and a prairie system. That's what we want right here, where we can have all of our vegetables underneath our trees, and we can't do that if the trees reach 15, 20, 30, 40 feet. Pruning at the solstice is for temperate trees. Those of you who live in the tropics, and I know there are quite a few of you, we'll have to practice some different methods. You'll need to work around your rainy and dry season and treat them as your active growing season and your dormant season. But this is not a hard thing to do, especially when your trees are already small. When it gets hard is when you don't maintain your trees to begin with. If you don't do it on a regular basis and your tree gets 25 feet tall and you're running a risk of dropping it into a power line or something, that's completely different. This process has been going on since we put the trees in the ground. The process of making them into a hedge. We're used to dealing with hedges. Why wouldn't we just treat some of our fruit trees the same way? Down in South Florida, there are these ficus hedges, and ficus can grow into a gigantic tree. Yet people keep them as these neat little hedges because they prune them regularly. We know this, but somehow when it comes to fruit trees, we get really precious. Like, oh no, I might kill it. Oh, I'm gonna kill it. You gotta lose your fear and just jump in. People have been doing this for thousands of years. Thank you for joining me. If you're interested in the grocery row gardening system and how I designed it and laid it out and how the experiment is progressing so far, and you would like to take part in the experiment, because I am looking for people to do this sort of a system all over the world, check out the little booklet below, Grocery Row Gardening. It's $10 and it lays out how I set this system up. It's a food forest under control. I think you'll dig it. It's a lot of fun. And if you want to learn more about keeping your fruit trees small, I highly recommend the book Grow a Little Fruit Tree by Ann Ralph, and I'll put a link to that below as well. And of course, you can always get the Compost Your Enemies t-shirt, which is proudly made in Alabama by a family business. Catch you all next time. And until then, may your thumbs always be green.
Try chasing twilight with two high beams. Is this real or are you a dream?